What is going on with this camera? Okay, it's good now. All right. Okay, this is kind of the last batch that I'll be doing. I took it out of the oven about an hour ago, and this is how they come out. This is the crayons from China. Well, most of them are from like the dollar store. Let's turn this camera this way. Okay, there we go. Is that better? Okay, so pop, 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 pop. And add. And you guys can see how much wax is there and how much pigment. One last one. You can see, look at how much wax to pigment. Look at that one. Okay, let me say hi to everybody in the room real quick. Jamie, Jeannie, Dixie, Jeanette, Miss Press. And hi to any guests I have in the room. Okay, this is newsprint. These are the Chinese crayons. This is the purple cow. Hair everywhere. And these are some of the Crayolas. Now you notice how much pigment versus wax? Big difference. But I think pigment's going to be pigment, so it's not going to matter. It's just going to be where you want to spend your money. Okay, let me find my Bristol paper. Okay, now remember, okay, autocorrect. Chinese crayons mean generic from the dollar store, from like when you go to Bob Evans or Applebee's or any of those where they give you crayons to play with, any kind of restaurant, they're usually from China. Okay, let's see how hot my iron is. Where did I put my little paper towels? This is my favorite iron, and I bought it at Michael's with a 40% off coupon. So we're going to flip this piece over. Okay, it's pretty clear. Okay, let's try the pure pigment. Okay, there's the pure pigment by Purple Cow. Here's the Chinese crayon. And here is the Crayola. I think I have a winner, guys. I think I have a winner. Okay, let's turn this over and heat it up. Is it? Let me see if I've got autocorrect or auto focus on. Okay, how's that? Okay, this still has a lot of wax in it. Let me warm it up a little bit more. There is no wax or hardly any wax with the Crayolas. There was no wax, but it's very light. Oh, there is now. Okay, the Chinese crayon had a lot of grit in it. Let's do that again. See, what you're seeing is the metal from the iron here. It's the only thing I don't like about this iron. The pure pigment seems to go right into the paper and not sit on the surface, whereas the Japanese crayons or the Chinese crayons and the Crayolas do. This seems to have more color, but it has more grit. Like I said, the only thing I don't like about the iron is see the markings. But I found with my white marker, they will generally come out. See, now this just transferred. When I heated this up, it transferred this crayon on the back of my mat. Oops, quit pushing the buttons. See, this one, the iron left a mark. That's not making me happy. Okay, the only thing I can say about the pure pigment is that it really absorbs into the paper and there is no wax in it to rub off. The Chinese crayon seems to have some grit in it. But it has better pigment than the Encaustic. You see how thin this color is versus this color? This has a lot more pigment in it. and yet had a little bit of wax, but it has a lot of grit. It feels gritty when you put it on. The Crayola had a little bit of wax in it. I don't know if you can tell or not. And see on here, this looks like it has a whole lot more wax on it on the camera. Come on, it's not going down. Yeah, this still has a lot of wax in it, but it has a lot of pigment too. This doesn't seem to have as rich a color as the cheap crayons and the Crayolas. They seem to have a whole lot more pigment in it. And this has wax in it. I have to say I'm kind of with Martha. I like the Crayolas more than I like the Encaustics. See how light the Encaustics are? Yeah, you don't say. Yeah? Ouch. Once you melt down the crayons, I think they are much, much more cost effective and have better color than the Encaustics. That's just my personal opinion. It was worth the energy to melt them down, because then all the wax is at the bottom and all the pigment's at the top. And look at how much wax was in the cheap crayons versus the Crayola. But you still have to rub, so never going to get away from that. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.